It is great to have you back here at CoinSuri's channel. Which of these options do you prefer? Please people cast your vote in the community option. Option A XRP. Option B REPL. Option C SEC earnings tax-free week is the topic of this episode. Can we expect the ETF this week? We can talk more about Tom's theory and forecast later on, but in the meanwhile, he will share them with you. This video will go over the subject of teller loyalty. Stephen and the Xrp ETF's imminent launch this year have been the subject of several articles, videos, and publications. Allow me to share my opinion. We will go back to this Bitcoin dip since I see that more people are covering it. Keep in mind that the first video was uploaded earlier today. If you haven't seen it yet, you should. I laid out a possible situation that could happen within Bitcoin. The price point was already communicated to you. You can use the invalidation numbers that I gave you to debunk my theory. Listen, I already told you where the bottom is going to be, so let's jump right into it before we race up. Virtual money $44.974 so far, it has increased by 1.53%. It is with a theory that I am reaching $22.64. With the constant value of $1 in USDC, the incoming amount of 0.75% in USDT is $1. Poking, flicking, and maybe even blowing behind it is required to acquire 1 XRP 56 cents. In the last day, the total value of all cryptocurrencies has decreased by about 0.5%, reaching $1.682 trillion. A reprise of Dan's first video, including my stunning Lux lines, is about to happen. Since the video enticed many new consumers to the Lux Lines NFT project, it is clear that it was successful. We are the second largest project on the XRP ledger, and as I warned you, there will soon be major announcements about the formal signing of deals. We have held off on leaking the news until last week, because there is a lot of information and it will take time to synthesize it. We should also talk to the legal team to find out what we can and cannot say about this deal from a legal standpoint. Also, on the 1st of every month, 30% of the project's revenue is sent to your wallet. With the next payout set for February 1st, we will have disbursed almost 450,000 XRP to 202 holders this year. So be it. From last February to this past January, the entire amount is more than 200, with the imbalance amounting to approximately 75. January has arrived. Weirdly, even though about $300,000 has already been returned, if you buy an NFT now, you can still receive your payout in June or July. There is no need to buy FT on a regular basis. Keeping the NFTs you buy is all that's required. Using AN credit card is an option if you'd rather not part with your valuable XRP. Right now, these are all the rage. They were released 7 days ago. What makes an ETF week so appealing? That's ridiculous. Entering an intriguing week ahead. From where we are standing, word on ETFs should be forthcoming. From 40 to 50,000 Bitcoins, 25 to 2,600 Ethereums, and steep price hikes everywhere, particularly for lower caps, are what I expect to see pumped into the market. That works out perfectly for the range I'm aiming for, doesn't it? Over 50,000, does this represent the ongoing invalidation that would be placed if Bitcoin values dropped to the $40,000 range? Upon reaching the upper 30s, that is when we will touch down, everyone. It's really simple. Apparently, I was able to hit all 47 to 52 targets set by Jack Green. What if we were to acquire the 52? We won't descend until we see that incredible retracement, which leads me to believe there will be one more capitulation before we start climbing again. It seems like this bull run is going on for a little longer than expected, but don't freak out just yet. We expect it to be here this year. Until Bitcoin reaches a new all-time high before 2024 ends, it's just January 8th, you should just relax and wait. We need to slow down. Expect the XRP all-time highs and theorems to crumble. There will be new records broken by each and every one of them. I can confirm that for you. Does Bitcoin have any further room to grow? How many exchange-traded funds do you own? Will other cryptocurrencies also have access to ETFs once we receive approval? I could jump right into the latest XRP news, including the XRP Etf from 21, because this has been going around. Shares have been made public on the Fidelity website. Tell me what it is that we are seeing. Its location is this. I can bring it up for you to see right now. On the Fidelity website, you can discover this discussion on an XRP Etf. Rather than the US, I believe this is emanating from Switzerland. Reuters reports that an Xrp Etf application is anticipated in April, with a possible launch before the year ends. This is the exciting part, though. Does everyone here believe this rumor? I don't know. It doesn't seem that way to me. Can you follow it? It makes sense. The US market for XRP is mature enough that an exchange-traded fund, ETF, might be developed for the cryptocurrency. Institutional investors should prioritize assets with a clear purpose and usage for their capital. Furthermore, it is not a security and should not be registered as such. The purpose of this is to ensure that these organizations do not incur huge losses in the event that an asset classified as a security undergoes a total depreciation while the problem is being addressed. Would you recommend a Bitcoin ETF? Yes. Is it reasonable for there to be an XRP ETF? If my guess is correct, then yes. This morning I read this piece, and now we're going to read it in depth. Based on Mr. Guber's estimations, Ripple made $142 million in December from net sales of 230 million XRP. An unexpected and substantial spike in Rip's next, goodbye. We have a sizable buy coming up. I will be worried if Ripple keeps going more than 10 weeks without disclosing any net buybacks, because it is their usual pattern. Very well. Very interesting. Opt for the logical route. The site of their repurchase is the interesting factor to think about. In order to get my money back, which exits or currencies can I use? Not include the talks with David Schwartz. This gets Schwartz's stamp of approval. At last, he states. Also, someone asked why XRP NYSL and holders aren't pumping the gas, and my response is that I don't know. Due to the same market forces that are dragging down the prices of other cryptocurrencies, XRP and XLM, two of my cryptocurrencies, aren't doing so well at the moment. A lot of people like to lump XRP and X11 together because to their shared history, but that doesn't explain why XRP and XLM follow each other more closely than other pairs. I don't believe there is any dark magic or manipulation keeping them in the dark. Since the same people buy and sell both, it's not surprising that factors influencing one are also impacted by the other. This seems really absurd to me, but I just don't know how to put it into words. When we next look into XRP, LM, this will be significant because, for the avoidance of doubt, they're not going anywhere. Well, this is really insane. It makes no sense whatsoever. That is not something I am well versed in, and I am unsure of it. But many people seem eager to see Ripple burn their XRP holdings, according to this post. Nothing will be achieved. What would happen if they burned it? Take note of this. Could you please explain its function to me? After we saw XLM capture Bert, where has he been since? I think there was a significant decline following a 10% increase. The value of tokens is unaffected by their destruction. I can confirm that for you. The price won't change. Indeed, the amount of research circulating supplies is decreasing, which could lead to a scarcity and subsequent increase in price. I understand that it will be added if there is a need for it and if it is beneficial. What I want to tell you is this: since 2017, I've been holding this. Yeah, it's terrible. We reached an all-time high. At first, I was completely confused about Bitcoin. However, my perspective changed once I began to read all this wacky stuff on Twitter. It will go up even further, I'm sure. Oddness pervaded. From its low point of 17 cents to its high point of $2.80, I documented its whole reversal. A $3 call is possible on this channel. I had to type it all the way down before the 20 cents in 2020 came. How was that accomplished? Since we were unable to break through a record high in 2017, when the SEC chose to dismiss a lawsuit, we were trading at approximately $1.90. We still haven't surpassed our all-time high, even though the bulk of cryptocurrencies did so twice during that time. God, it's awful. However, the bull cycle is this bull run. It will set a new record. Is it essential for Ripple to burn XRP? Absolutely not. Yeah, that's wrong. It makes me happy to watch Ripple grow. Your repurchases have my approval. We have come up with a plan. My tickers will be all over the place because we got out of sequence, but that's okay with DAI. This dreadful issue. It would appear that he has doubts about Bitcoin ETFs. Did someone introduce you to Satoshi? I see your point. As we witnessed in the Wheezy video, the US government knows who Satoshi is. These are my thoughts, he says, his cap off. Ironically, many individuals agree with my views that I shared on Twitter. Ethereum 25, 2600, Bitcoin 48 to 50,000, and more will be covered next week. Furthermore, each chip pump. The market is going to plunge in a few days, Dan. After that, he hits the new liquidity zone between 48 and 50, and then dips to around 30,000 to 31,000. First things first, this piece is about cryptocurrency. Specifically, I will be talking about Bitcoin at the 702 Fibonacci level. So, what is it that he is staring at precisely? His consideration of a 30% retracement as a possible rejection is fascinating. It might cause Bitcoin to fall back to the $32,00031,500 zone. Coincidentally, I am aware that the price of Bitcoin could fall anywhere between 47,000 and 48,000. So, those are your goals. If we are able to break 51K, we can say goodbye to the steep drop into the upper 30s. Assuming the $51,000 mark is not surpassed. Get ready to cave. As Bitcoin surges into the upper 30s, get ready for another shakeup. It will drag everything down with it before the markets start to improve. Our conviction that Bitcoin's price will drop to the upper 30s will be further strengthened if the ETFs are rejected this week. Then, in 2024, when the second bull run starts right before the Bitcoin ETF is approved, we will know for sure that Bitcoin will have a golden year. At the moment, all I can think about is streaming it and giving it a like. Become a subscriber to the channel. Muchas gracias, depart.